So I have Junel back working for me on this budget bungalow. Although he used to work for me just on my house, the castle. But since the Tony and Predo cannot use precision machine, power tools, they cannot use precision measuring. So I'd rather have Junel doing that now that I fired both of them. So he is now making the frames for the doors. Hopefully we'll install one today and do it faster in the next few days. So I just need a router for the edge of this door frame, but I have no blade, and I've been searching for this blade of the router, but I just have to, that's why I said that Junel will just do it by the grinder to catch the edge so the plywood will go in, plush in to the frame of the door. So these are now my 3 workers working for me. He's doing the door here, the door and the door frame here in the party area outside my castle, because it's so very tight there now in the old couple's house. You've seen this area before because this is where I held my party, and on the side there you can see the the goats former condo that we built for her, but she's out of there now. She's on the field with her kids. What I'm trying to tell you is, as of the moment, I'm letting Junel work on the door frames here, and I decided that I need an open workshop. Yeah, I have that curb part here on my side of the house where I store all the materials, my tools. Then I'd like to make a flat area cemented with roof, open air, to make a workshop. Because like here, Junel was working on the frame, and here he is doing the rivet on the wood, just using the grinder. So what he planned is the plywood were slot in both sides on this one, but he's just using the grinder because my router has no blade. But see how they can just utilize the tools that could do the job. But if I got a workshop in this area, of course we'll cement it, put a roof on it, and just open air, because for my plan of 9 bungalows for rent down there on my land in 1,700, so I'd like that we would make our own doors, windows, because what OB wanted, my old B wanted, is bungalows but still got the nature touch. What you mean is not industrial look. He would like to incorporate like the trusses. I know a lot of people were saying why I don't use metal trusses and metal color roof, but what old B wanted is like, you can see the rafter, but it's all made of solid timber polish. You got that cabin look, because we can get those natural materials around this area cheap, like the timber. He wants those cottages that we want to rent out be incorporate more with the natural materials, timber, bamboo, and have that cozy cabin look. So for doing that, I would like to have an open workshop on this area. That is where I store my storerooms of the personal stuff. But here, if I cement an area like that and just columns and roof where they can work and build our own table saw and build our own routing table, that will be so convenient. Then we got my other storeroom for the machines, to store the machines inside the gated area, then store the materials. But in here, this is where I plan to build a workshop. And like right now, Junelle just told me that the grinder seems broken. It don't turn on. So I said, it might need a carbon brush. So instead of lingering that carbon brush, I went over to Old B and said, I think the grinder is broken. And he said, if you give it back to me, I will replace it, because Old B got a lot of stocks. The branded one, of course, he don't want me to use. So this is what he gave me. He gave me this new drill and a new grinder. There. Then I'll have to return back this Black & Decker one to him, because if I don't return he got 5 or 6 grinder, 5 or 6 of this drill, and he gave me a new router. But that's like I said, my problem was I got no blade for the router. So it should have been easier for Junelle to do the trim of the door. But we will get there. I will take off this angle grinder from here and take it back to Old B, because if I don't return this one to him, he will be making me pay. He will still give me a new one out of his stocks. He will make me pay double. Whereas if I return the old one, it's free. I can just have the new one. And there's my miter saw. I have most of the power tools, but the trouble with the old workers I have, old Tony and Fredo, they don't know how to use it. Even the cut off for my metal for the rebars, they're struggling to use it. So this is what I plan. What do you think? Because I got the area, because we just leave it like this. I only use this for parties like 2 or 3 times a year. Whereas if I cement the area and just put a roof and then open air, cemented, clean out, this will be a good area for my workshop. And overlooking the view, as you can see, we're overlooking the view, and it's very windy here. So it's not that you're in a workshop, it's very hot. It's always windy in this area, and you're under the 2 mango trees. So what do you think, my dear viewers and subscribers? Like, is this a good idea that I will have a workshop here and just carry all the finished product down to the bungalow where I plan to build down next after the road? So here I might take off those benches, the bamboo benches, so it can extend the workshop that I plan to do. And this is where you get from here. This is my cemented drive, but this is the one that I keep as nature, because of this is where I held the parties. So I only clean it up with all we do clean it up, the leaves, but you know, the grass, we can't hardly trim this because we're so busy right now with the budget bungalow. But I only use this area when I have parties and they can roast the lechon down there, because I still own the riverside. That's why I have the supply of the water around here. And this area will be like a cemented open air, cemented with roof and open air.